Ayo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy, Justin Justin, whatever y'all know me as here. You already know what we doing is the reason you, yes, you watching this video right now, clicked or tapped on this video right here. Now, as you can tell by the runtime of this video, and for those of y'all that are new, your boy does not do lengthy prediction videos. For my last prediction video, it went lengthy. You go check that. Just like I said, the runtime of this video is not lengthy at all because I don't like to yap for freaking 20, 30, 40 freaking minutes on an entire car when I could just get it done and over with like that. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I could go in a little bit of detail, but for the most part, I find it unnecessary. So that's why I do pretty short prediction. Before we get into that though, no, I'm not gonna hit you with a sponsor. Chill. Don't leave the video. What I'm gonna talk about is, why is MMA less popular than boxing? Why is boxing so popular? Why isn't MMA dominating boxing? It's cause the UFC and all the other MMA promotions don't know how to promote. Not only do they not know how to promote, but they barely do any promotion, if any. They're terrible. They think that social media numbers actually matter. If your social media numbers aren't in the millions, it don't matter. Straight up, social media, like just posting on social media does nothing. The only way you promote is by actually promoting. I don't just post some crappy little YouTube videos that are gonna get 5,000 views max. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares about that. I don't understand why all these MMA promotions don't understand that you actually gotta waste money to promote. You know what I'm saying? They don't promote the fighters. They don't even promote the fights. How do you expect to make stars when you don't be promoting fighters individually? You know what I'm saying? The last time that they was promoting like a fighter specifically, I'd say the last couple fighters have probably been Makachev, Ilya, and freaking Sean O'Malley, to be honest. I feel like those are like the last ones that they promoted. Before then, it was probably like Brandon Moreno and freaking Charles. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, those are your only stars. Whoa. The only fighters that they promote are the ones that got popular by themselves. Oh my gosh. Like, it's just so, I just have to talk about that real quick because this card, for me personally, I didn't even know it was happening until a couple minutes. Like, I knew it was happening, but I didn't know it was in a couple days. That's why, like, I'm barely just finding out about this. And like, I just found out about this like 10, 15 minutes ago. I'm not even BSing. Like, I thought it was going to be like next week or in like 2 weeks, something like that. Now I understand why there was a fight night last week, which, by the way, I uploaded a YouTube short on it. So go check it out if you want to know my thoughts on the Mexico card. But anyways, enough yap about a whole lot of nothing. Let's talk about who wins and why, strengths and weaknesses. I think it's pretty obvious who wins. Charles do Bronx Oliveira will lose this fight against Max. I probably got some of y'all there. Some of y'all thought I was going to say Charles wins. I love Charles. Who doesn't, to be honest? But let's be honest, his run of form has not been good. Last time he got a win was against Beneil Dariush. That was like 2.5 years ago, I want to say. Let me know in the comments if I'm right or wrong on anything I say and what your opinions are. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to run of form, who's in better form is Max. Who's in their prime? Max. Who is not in their prime? Charles. I think Charles is officially out of his prime. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's going to get a really good win I don't think ever, honestly. I don't think he's ever going to get a win against a top 5 guy. Like, I'm just trying to think about it. Like, when's the last time he had a genuinely good performance? Like, the Beneil Dariush wasn't really that good, to be honest, like when I really think about it, because it was pretty well contested between the both of them. By the way, I said Beneil Dariush was a fraud. Same thing with BSD. I also don't rate Arman, but I might be wrong about Arman, honestly. I'm starting to think I might be wrong about Arman. But anyways, we're not talking about them. We're talking about Charles and Max. Max, we saw him at 155 the last time he was in there. Honestly, Max, his activity has been pretty low. I ain't gonna lie. we need to see more Max fight. Because I think he only has about 2 more fights, depending on, you know what I mean, whatever the length is. In my opinion, Max has only about 2 years left before he's out of his prime and he starts getting whooped by nobody, by like top 10 dudes. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Max will be able to get a good win in 2 years. I think that he hasn't fought much recently, honestly, when it comes to Max. I think this is probably the least active he's been ever in MMA. I genuinely believe that. But what will happen, I think that this fight will end in the 3rd round. It could end in the 1st if Charles comes out with the typical balls to the walls game plan. But if we get a little bit more of like he gets hurt and then he like, I gotta, you know what I mean, I gotta survive, I gotta be more responsible, you know what I mean, maybe tries to grapple a little more, you know what I mean, maybe tries to get him to pull the guard or something, I think it would probably end up in the 3rd round. But if he comes into this fight with a boring game plan, Michael Chandler-esque, I think it could go up to the 5th round. But I don't think he's gonna win. I'm not gonna say he has like almost no chance, but he has a super low chance. I'm not gonna count him out because he does have power. However, we ain't seen it in so long. Like when it comes to his 1-2, I think Charles has the best 1-2 I ever seen in MMA and top 5 combat sports ever, but he hasn't used it in forever. I can't tell you when's the last time he used his legendary 1-2, and I glazed it before. But yeah, I think Max will get this done via a stoppage in the 3rd round. Like I said, it could end in the 1st or it could go all the way up to the 5th, depending on what Charles's game plan is. Anyways, I will be putting up my predictions for the rest of the card in a second. But remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Your boy's trying to get out the hood. Share this video with your friends. Share this video with your family. I don't only do combat sports. Check out the channel. See if you're interested. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye-bye. See y'all later.